Today we're going to be looking at the brand new OCG Forbidden and Limited list, and let's get right into it as we see the first two cards being Moon of the Closed Heavens and also Splash Mage. So Moon of the Closed Heavens is a card that's TCG banned, so the Fiendsmith engine isn't a splashable engine into literally everything that can convert two bodies into a full combo. So hitting this definitely weakens Fiendsmith quite a bit, and with OCG having, one tracked and one engraver, they could probably bring them back over the course of the next year. Next up was Splash Mage. The TCG also did this to hurt Malice, so realistically, this is a very good hit, and I could definitely say that having an extender that can go through Nibiru is really good. But getting rid of this card is honestly a good choice, and it's great to see that Konami is taking this step in the OCG. Now, after that, we have number 41 Baguska and Red Ransom. Baguska is one of these floodgates that's really, really annoying, and honestly, it is good to go because it is a indirect hit to Lunalight, but it's also an indirect hit to things like Mitsurugi and Ryziel. So that's very understandable, and it's nice seeing this card get forbidden in the OCG. And then Red Ransom follows the whole entire Master Duel hit, and honestly, it is a good hit, but it still isn't enough, especially if you look at it this how the TCG has it, where we don't have Splash Mage or Link Decoder, so realistically, Red Ransom hit shouldn't really do much, but they still have Splash Mage. So honestly, it's one of those things that, hey, get Malice out of the meta for other decks can do stuff. Now let's get into the limited section. We have Ice Ryziel and Maxie's at 1. Okay, Ice Ryziel to 1, just like the TCG. No, we have X to 1 and this is at 2. Honestly, that's absolutely fine, hitting consistency of Ryziel while keeping Mitsurugi intact, and Maxi to 1 is a thing that many players have wanted for quite some time. And honestly, it is definitely needed, and that's definitely for sure. With the 3 Moltres armies and then the Fuolos as well. And yeah, this is a thing that has been needing to happen, so hopefully next list we see this card getting forbidden in the future. Now, after that, we have Dragotail, Malulu, and then Marshmallow. Okay. Marshmallow is very interesting in my honest opinion, but it is what it is. It is a lower rarity, and Yummy has been one of those very interesting themes that have been doing quite a lot. And the next card happens to be Yummy Snatchy and Pre-Preparation Rites. So they literally kind of killed Yummy with one Snatchy, one Marshmallow, and they're keeping Herald of the Arclight legal. Um, that's crazy. It's still gonna be a deck, but it's gonna be super weak. And pre-preparation right is absolutely fine to get it down to 1 because it hurts pure Mitsurugi, and it does do a lot to the consistency, so that's understandable. And they couldn't really hit it because, well, it's still relatively new. Then after that, we have Call by the Grave going to 1. This is literally now in both of the formats, OCG and TCG, one cross out, one call by, so that makes a lot of sense. I never liked this card at more than 1, especially looking back at it, so this makes a lot of sense. And then cards coming back to 1, we have Totally Awesome. That's actually kind of cool. OCG had this ban for Sprite, and now it's coming back. And we have an old but goodie, Metamorphosis is returning to 1. Now, a lot of people have been predicting this in the TCG to come back to 1, but this is honestly, that's fine. It's understandable why this card is coming back. It's not really that good, and there's most likely multiple reasons why this card is coming back. Probably because the new Nightmare Eyes are strict. But overall, these are 2 cards to perfectly bring back into the meta game. TCG still has Totally Awesome at 3 because we banned Bahamut Shark. So now Mermail can do a little something. So that's relatively cool. Now we're going into the semi-limits. Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. Okay, we're going back to this again. And Solemn Judgment. So Solemn Judgment's currently at 1 in the TCG, so I think OCG is going to follow suit with that. But Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring to 1 or to 2? We've seen this before back in 2020 and it lasted for a couple of years, but putting this down to 2 is really, really impactful. So they put Maxi to 1, hit Ash and Call by. Oh lord, that's crazy to think about. Overall, Those are two relatively good hits. Then we have Dominus Impulse going to 2. And that's understandable because it is another Solemn Judgment like card, and I could definitely see the TCG doing that in the future. Um, then we also have Sprite Starter going from 1 to 2. That's absolutely fine, and in my honest opinion, um, yeah, that's fine. This card's not really doing much. And then for the Unlimits, Astrograph Sorcerer's back at 3, Eclipse Wyvern's at 3, Bestial Baldrake's at 3, Emergency, Pot of Desires, Sleepy Memory, and Raceoff. Oh, wow. So, honestly, Astrograph Sorcerer went from going from semi to 3 is fine, and realistically, it didn't really need to be on the list that long. So, there's that. Um, Eclipse Wyvern literally did nothing, and that's absolutely fine. It's now back at 3. It's probably for new dragon cards coming out in the future. Bestial Baldrake was going from 1 to 2 to 3. Emergency was semi-limited for a bit, so it's good that it's finally back at 3 for the Tactical Tridex, but that's a little too late now. Pot of Desires going back to 3. That's understandable. TCG has had it back at 3 for quite some time. Pearly Sleepy Memory is now back at 3. I think all of Pearly is unlimited now, which is crazy to think about. And then Raceoff going back to 3 because last list it went from 1 to 2, now it's 2 to 3. So, realistically, what do I think about the OCG list? Well, it's addressing an issue that has always needed to be being Max C, and it went down to 1. So, overall, I definitely think that hitting Max C to 1 is great. Hitting these cards as well for the ban section is also really useful, and it helps shape up the meta differently. So Draco Tail has one less potential starter. Yummy has lost another Link monster and 2 copies of Marshmallow, so now you have to be really careful on how you play. Mitsurugi lost a couple copies of Pre-Preparation Right, and that's very good. Ryziel lost a consistency in Ice Ryziel, so honestly, that's definitely very interesting, but overall, I definitely like this OCG list. Now I cannot wait for the TCG list because that is the make or break for next year. As I hope that we get it either tomorrow or Tuesday because they're not out of the office till the 24th. But anyways, tell me what you think on the OCG Forbidden Unlimited list, and I'll see you all in the next video. If you want to become a member of the channel, it only costs $1. You can also like and subscribe to the video as well. But anyways, see you all in the next video. If you all enjoyed this video, hit that like button down below, and if you want to show support, please hit that subscribe button as well. And I do also have channel memberships, and if you want to support the channel more, it would be much appreciated. Thank you to FGH for supporting the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video.